This is the Word 2013 Go textbook. We are in PowerPoint Chapter 3, Project 3B, and this is the second video in Project 3B. We're on page 856. And this has to do with creating and modifying charts. First thing we're going to do is we're going to insert a column chart. We want to go to slide 4. There's no data here. It looks like we're going to have to insert our own data. One of the options here is to insert a chart. Let's click on that. And we get some choices here, and clustered column is the first choice, and that's actually the one we want. So with that selected, just click on OK. And now we're going to enter some data eventually. And this is what we get. This should match the middle of page 857. And actually what we've got here is actually an Excel grid here, and it's got a little template for us with some dummy data filled in, and we have to replace the red with our series names. We have to replace the purple over here with our category names, then we put our own values here. And we may or may not have the same number of series and categories, and if we need to change that, we can just drag this corner here in the lower right, get your two-headed arrow, and resize it to whatever you want. And so we want to go to B1 here, and athletics, and then tab and leisure, and tab and arts. And now we're in A2, and it's category 1, and now we're on page 858, and we're going to put in some categories here. We're going to do spring and enter, and it moved me over one, so I have to go back here, and I want summer and enter, and fall and enter, and winter and enter. And then our numbers here are 895, enter, 1250, enter, 1490, 1130. Now click up here in the top of column C, 630, 350, 585, 750, and over here 720, and 820, and 690, and we're going to leave this last one blank. Just hit the delete key. Okay. In cell D5, we're not leaving it blank. We're supposed to put 710 in there. It's just not in the picture on the top of the page. And after I've done that, let's compare this with the chart at the bottom of page 858, and it should look pretty much the same, and I think it looks exactly the same. So you know, in this case, we just happen to have the right number of categories and the right number of series, and so we didn't have to modify this. But if we did, again, you would just, you know, if you needed more categories, if you needed more series, if you needed both, you can drag in both directions. Okay. If you need less, you can also, you know, do that and see what happens to your chart. See, I just remove the arts from it, but let's drag that back over there. And now what we want to do is we want to close that, and we want to save our presentation. And now we're on activity 3.26 on the top of page 859, and we look at chart styles and make sure the chart is selected. The handles are around the chart, and we've got chart tools up here so we know it's selected. And in the chart styles group right here, click more, and we've got a bunch of chart styles here that do a live preview, and we want style 5, which is this one right here. Everything's kind of faded out a little bit, it looks like. And to the right of the chart, and this is basically the same as any chart that we did in Excel. This stuff should look familiar over here. Click on plus, and now we're on the top of page 860, and we want to click choose chart elements here, which is what we get from the plus, and we want to go to chart title and clear the box and remove that placeholder, and then click on the plus again to close that. So now there's no title, but we've already got this up here, a title for the slide, so that's probably good enough. Now we're going to activity 3.27 on page 860, creating a line chart and deleting chart data. Display slide 5. and we want to insert a chart. So here's our insert chart button, and this time we want to choose line, and we're going to do line with markers, which is the one you probably want to do most of the time when you're doing a line chart, and click on OK. And now we're going to wait again for our little spreadsheet to appear. And here it is, and this is the default data. Again, those are the same numbers and same series and categories we had before, and we have to replace them with our own, and this is what the chart looks like with that particular data. And in the worksheet, click in cell B1, which is series number 1, and we type youth, and tab, and adult, and tab, and senior, and tab. And it goes down to category 1 and 2015. I'm going to go across this time. And 3822 and 1588 and 2240 and tab, and 2016 and 4675 and 1833 and 2534 and 2017 and 4535, 1925, 2897. Okay, and now we've still got those low numbers in there, and I want to delete this row here. Another way to do this is just pretty an easy way to do it is just drag your mouse up there so that stuff's not included. I can go here and hit select it and then hit the delete key on the keyboard. And our chart should look like the one on page 861. And now we're on the bottom of page 861, and we want to click on the X here to close that. And now this should match the picture on page 861. And now in the chart gallery, chart style gallery, sorry, we've only got a handful of choices here. Point to various styles. And I missed something. I missed this right here. Click on the styles. And let's go style 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And click anywhere outside the box to get rid of that. And chart title, just click on it, and if you got the solid line around it, which we do, you can just start typing, and our category, our title is going to be by age category. And now we're going to animate the chart, or a chart. Let's go back to slide 4 and select the chart and go to our animations tab, and click on, under entrance group, click on split, and in the animation group, click on the effect options here, and we want by series, so that should bring up one color at a time. Yeah, so first it brings up the blue and then the light blue, I guess, and then the green. And it says view the slideshow from the beginning, and on slide 4 note the chart animation sequence, and we're not going to do that. You can try that on your own if you want to, but we just actually saw a preview of it right now anyway. And actually, if you want to preview the slideshow just from this slide, you can just click down here on slideshow, and when I click my mouse, it was a little slow. Let's try that again. Let's go to, this will start on the current slide rather than going to slide number 1. And so now when I click on the slide once, this comes up, I click on it again, the blue comes up, click on it again, that light blue comes up, and then the green comes up on the last click, and then hit escape to go back into your slideshow. And we're going to go to the insert tab, and we're going to go to header and footer. And again, I'm going to put this on the slide so we can see it right away rather than on the notes and handouts. I want the date and the time. I want the slide number. In the footer, I want last name, first name, and then 3B enrollment. and I'll say don't show on title slide, click on apply to all, and now every slide except for the title slide will have the date, the file name, and the slide number down.